Hello everybody, it's Techno here. Today I'm going to show you how to find Latios in Pokémon Emerald version. There's one thing you gotta do first, and that's of course beat the Pokémon League. So check your trainer card, and on the back side, make sure you have a Hall of Fame debut stamp there. If you do, then you're good to go. Once you defeat Champion Wallace and you see the credits roll, it will bring you back to your house in the Little Root town. From your room you can go downstairs and you'll find your father, Gym Leader Norman, and your mother in a conversation, and your dad will come talk to you and eventually give you the SS ticket. Once you get the SS ticket from him, he will kind of book it out of here and go back to Petalburg, and you'll have a chat with your mother in just a moment. Once you're talking with your mom, you will be interrupted by a news broadcast on the television. That will bring your character over there, and you'll find a news reporter reporting about a rare Pokemon whose color is blocked out by the static here. You don't get to see the color, and that's because your mom's going to come over to you after you finish reading and ask you what color the Pokemon was that the reporter was talking about. This is your chance to choose if you want Latios or Latios. Now, be careful, whichever one you choose, the other one is going to be unavailable for the most part unless you have an Eon ticket or if you trade with a friend. So if you choose red, you will get Latios, and if you choose blue, you will get Latios. So we're going to choose blue because this guide is about how to find Latios. So make sure you choose blue here. If you chose red, you're kind of out of luck on getting Latios unless you trade or have an Eon ticket e-reader combo. From there, you can leave the house and then visit Moss Deep City. You're going to want to buy a couple things from the Pokemart here. The first is going to be a bunch of Ultra Balls, if you need that, of course. If you have a Master Ball, you're going to be okay. But you also want to grab some Max Repels, maybe 30 or 40. It's a huge necessity in this method here. Now I'm going to recommend you fly on over to Mauville City, and the first thing we're going to do by the Pokemon Center is spray a Max Repel. So go ahead and use one of those real quick, and then in your party you're going to need a Pokemon that's between level 30 and level 39. So as you can see, this Clamperl here that's first in my party is level 30, so he meets the criteria. Once you have a Pokemon like that, put it in your party in the first slot like the Clamperl was. You're going to need it first in the party, and you're going to need a Max Repel. So go ahead and spray it. Go to Route 118, cross the water over here into the grassy part of this route, and again, with the Pokemon that's level 30 to 39 in the first position of your party and a Max Repel sprayed, you can run around the grass over here next to this bird catcher. Go ahead and run in the grass maybe 20 or 30 spaces. If you don't have any encounter, then you want to make your way up this road to Route 119. You'll see the sign change up there, and then you can go back down into Route 118. Wait for the sign change. Once you see that sign change, go ahead and do the same thing. Go back in the grass and search 20 to 30 steps in this grass. Once again, if you have no encounter, go back up into Route 119 and then go back down into 118 and do the same thing over and over again. You can get pretty fast if you're on your bike, do a couple loops like this, and then just go in and out of the route, because every time you change routes, that means Latios is also changing routes. Eventually, and I mean very, very eventually, you will get lucky and happen to be in the same route at the same time as Latios. This will take some time, just a heads up. I do have research that proves that Latios and Latias like to be in this area a lot more frequently than other areas and other guides might recommend. I did this for maybe 4 hours collectively doing both guides here. So you can go ahead and catch a Latios here by throwing a Pokeball. If you have a Master Ball, I recommend you use it now. This is the Pokemon that benefits the most from the Master Ball. Once you throw, just do anything but attack it. Do not attack that Latios. And the Latios is going to run away. You're going to notice it's going to leave. Go ahead and check your Pokedex. There's a reason why we did this, because now Latios has an entry down here that you can check. And you can see there's an area dex at the top. So go ahead and choose the area, and you will see that now Latios is over there between Mauville City and Slateport City. We actually have a location, and that's huge, because now we're not just randomly hunting this Latios, now we have a place to go. But remember, every time you change routes, so does Latios. So we're going to go up to Route 119, and as you can see, Latios is no longer between Slateport and Mauville, it's now over there in Route 117 between Mauville and Verdanturf. So we can kind of just go between these two routes like we were earlier, until we see that we're in the same spot as Latios. And that's the name of the game here. Trying to get to be in the same route as Latios at the same time. It takes a little bit of time, but the best place to do this is kind of Mauville. Like, Mauville's great because it's a 4-way intersection, so the chances of you getting close to it is very, very high. So as you can see, I'm here on the map. I am in the same route as Latios. That means in my wild encounters, I have a chance of finding Latios. It's not always going to be the first one. I recommend you put a Pokemon that's capable of damaging Latios first in your party now, and save the game here. This is important because if you attack Latios and KO it, it will never, ever, ever come back. Never. So make sure you save before you attack this Latios. You don't want a critical hit. You don't want you miscalculated his strength, whatever. So we're going to go ahead and enter this battle with Latios, and now that we have saved, we can use Crunch. Now, Flygon's not very strong, so it's not going to KO it despite it being super effective, and we drop Latios' HP to yellow, but it still runs away. Well, we're going to go back to doing the game that we did. Again, if you have a Master Ball, just skip all this. Just throw a Master Ball. It's going to save you so much time. We're going to check the area. You can see Latios is way far away over there in route, I think 129, is that? 128? No, it's not 128. It's 130? I think that's route 130. Anyways, make your way into Mauville City. When it's really far away, the best way to do that is just cross the border a bunch of times like I'm doing here, from route to city, route to city, route to city. Then check the Pokedex, and you'll see that, well, it's a lot closer now. That is the best way to make it closer because your chances are if it's way far away, it's going to take forever. So that's the name of the game. We're just going to try and time our location at the same time as Latios. And once we find Latios, again, you can see straight from the wild, its HP is still in the yellow. Its HP does carry over. Now, you can lock Latios in with moves like Mean Look, and I think like trapping moves like Clamp and Fire Spin. I don't know if those prevent it from escaping. But in reality, if you have the Master Ball, just chuck it. If you want to trap it, you can use the trapping moves. It's just a game of luck, and it's a hunt. It's quite a hunt compared to the average catching of a Pokemon. That is a roaming Pokemon for you, but that's how you find Latios in Pokemon Emerald version. And of course, if you're interested in more free of fluff video guides like this one, go ahead and click the playlist that's on screen now. I hope you enjoyed, and Techno's out.